Hello students, welcome to another session of chapter 14 Natural Resources. Till now we studied about air, water and soil. Now we are going to study about different biogeochemical cycles which deals with the maintenance of proportion of particular substance in nature like carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, water, etc. So first of all let us see what is biochemical cycle. The abiotic and biotic components of biosphere constantly interact with each other to form a dynamic but a stable system. Now students, first of all let us revise what are biotic and abiotic components. We studied it in first lecture, right? Biotic components are the living components of the ecosystem like plants, animals, human beings, etc. And abiotic components are non-living components, that is temperature, humidity, climate, etc. And these biotic and abiotic components constantly interact with each other to form a dynamic but a stable system. These interactions consist of transfer of matter and energy between different components of the biosphere. So, due to this interaction between biotic and abiotic components, there will be transfer of matter and energy between different components of the biosphere. So, a constant interaction between biotic and abiotic components of biosphere makes a system, and this flow of components form a cycle which is known as biochemical cycle. The first cycle which we are going to study is water cycle. It represents the cyclic process through which water from the sources on the surface of the earth goes into the atmosphere and then again comes back to the same sources. So we can see that water from various sources evaporates, condenses and again precipitates as rain and fall on land, that is flows back to sea and river, and this cyclic process is called water cycle. So now let us study this water cycle in detail. The first process involved in this water cycle is evaporation. Students, you know that sun's rays constantly heat the surface of the earth along with the water bodies like ocean, river, sea, lake, etc. So the water from this water bodies gets evaporated by the process called evaporation. Then this hot air rises up in the form of water vapor. Now the next process is condensation. As these water vapors go above the surface of the earth, they condenses to form big water droplets and clouds. So this process is called condensation. As these clouds grow big and big, the another process will take place, that is called precipitation, due to which this water will come down in the form of rain. So this rainwater re-enters the water bodies, that is the river, sea, lake, etc. And this process in which water evaporates, fall on the land as rain and later flows back into the sea, river is known as water cycle. Students, if you are asked to explain water cycle with the help of diagram, this is the simple diagram through which you can explain the water cycle. So you can draw this diagram if asked. Water cycle, the cyclic process in which water evaporates, falls on the land as rain and later flows back into the water bodies is called water cycle. The steps involved in it are: first one, evaporation. The sun's rays continuously heat the water bodies like river, ocean, lakes, etc. So water from these water bodies gets evaporated and reaches in the atmosphere. Plants also lose some water by the process of transpiration. So this way the water from the water bodies reaches in the atmosphere. The next process which will take place is condensation. As hot air goes up as the water vapor, it condenses to form big water droplets and then forms cloud. We have already seen how it takes place while studying the formation of rain. Now the third process which will take place is precipitation. Water from the clouds will come to the land in the form of rain by the process which is called precipitation. Thus, the water will re-enter to the water bodies in the form of rainwater, and this process is called water cycle. Next is nitrogen cycle. This is the simplest diagram to explain the nitrogen cycle. So if it is asked in the examination to draw the diagram for nitrogen cycle, you have to draw this diagram. So now let us see how nitrogen is used by living organisms from the atmosphere and then again sent back to the atmosphere, and this process is called nitrogen cycle. Students, you know that air contains 78% of nitrogen, but plants and living organisms can't use this nitrogen directly. So the nitrogen which is present in the air has to be converted into different forms or compounds of nitrogen so that it can be used by plants. So this nitrogen molecule is converted into nitrates and nitrites, which can be taken up and used by plants to make required molecules, and this is called nitrogen fixation, which can be done by bacteria that lives in root nodules of leguminous plants. This bacteria are called rhizobium bacteria. Certain other organisms like blue-green algae, Azotobacter bacteria also converts the nitrogen into its compounds. During the process of lightning also, nitrogen is converted into its oxides form because of high temperature and pressure, and then it gets dissolved in water and come down along with rain, and this process is called nitrification. So we can say that by the process of nitrification, the nitrogen present in the atmosphere is converted into compounds of nitrogen, and then it reaches in the soil. So this nitrogenous compounds from the soil are taken up by the plant for various processes. Now the second process involved in it is ammonification. The nitrogen compounds formed are taken by plants to form proteins which are further converted into ammonia, and this process is known as ammonification, that is the process of formation of ammonia. Now these plants are eaten up by the animals, so that nitrogen enters into the body of the animals. On the death of plants or animals, they form the part of topmost layer of the soil, and this way this nitrogen again reaches into the soil. Now the third process which takes place is denitrification. Certain bacteria called Pseudomonas bacteria and other microorganisms convert these nitrates and nitrites of nitrogen into free nitrogen and release them in the atmosphere, and this process is called denitrification. So the nitrogen which is obtained from the atmosphere is again sent back to the atmosphere, and this cyclic process is called nitrogen cycle. Let us revise these steps again. First of all, free nitrogen is converted into compounds of nitrogen by the process called nitrification, and these compounds are entered into the soil. From the soil, these compounds are taken up by the plants, wherein by the process of ammonification they are converted into ammonia. These plants are eaten up by the animals, and during the death of plants and animals, these nitrogenous compounds again gets mixed in the soil. Now it has to be returned to the atmosphere, but it is in the form of compounds of nitrogen. So first of all, it has to be converted into free nitrogen, and it is done by the process which is called denitrification, and after converting it into free nitrogen, it is released in the atmosphere, and this process is called nitrogen cycle. So nitrogen cycle, free nitrogen from the atmosphere is converted into nitrates by bacteria or by lightning. Second step, nitrates mixed with soil is absorbed by plants to make proteins. Third, the proteins in the plants and animals are converted into amino acids and ammonia. Fourth, ammonia is converted into nitrates, and then these nitrates and nitrites present in the soil are acted upon by group of bacteria called denitrifying bacteria, and this process is called denitrification. Nitrates are converted into free nitrogen and is released back in the atmosphere. So this is nitrogen cycle with steps. Now we have to see the processes which are involved in this nitrogen cycle. Students, this is another diagram of nitrogen cycle. You can draw this also if you want. If nitrogen cycle is asked, you have to explain all these processes also in detail. First one, nitrogen fixation. Plants cannot use free nitrogen present in the air. This nitrogen molecule is converted into nitrates and nitrites, which can be taken up and it can be used to make required molecules, and this process is called nitrogen fixation. which can be done by the bacteria that lives in the root nodules of leguminous plants. By physical process, that is during the lightning, the high temperature and pressure created in the air converts nitrogen into oxides of nitrogen, which dissolve in water and come down along with rain, and this is also called nitrification. So, first of all, nitrogen is converted into compounds by nitrification. Second, ammonification. The nitrogenous compounds formed are taken by plants to form proteins which are further converted into ammonia, and this process is called ammonification. The third process is denitrification, which is done by the bacteria called denitrifying bacteria. The nitrates and nitrites of nitrogen are acted upon by other group of microbes, example Pseudomonas bacteria, which convert these compounds into free nitrogen gas, and this way the nitrogen is released in the atmosphere. So students, this was nitrogen cycle. Students, it is very certain that 4-mark question is going to be asked from this chapter, and one of the cycle will be asked. So prepare all these cycles very well, and if it is asked, you have to draw the diagram, you have to explain the cycle, and if different processes are involved, you have to explain the processes also in detail. From this, short answers can also be asked, like give the name of denitrifying bacteria, or give the name of nitrogen fixing bacteria, or give the name of the organisms that fix the nitrogen or convert the nitrogen into its compounds, etc. So prepare it well. With this we conclude our lecture. We'll continue with other topics in the next lecture.